Hey guys, and welcome back with Kat. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the top 5 misconceptions I've heard about the carnivore diet since I've been on this journey. Let this be reinforcement for your knowledge, and let this be an opportunity for those doubters out there to hear the truth about this way of eating. I'm not a doctor, nutritionist, or dietitian, and this is not me giving out medical advice. This is for informational purposes only. I'm an average individual who takes their health seriously, and I form my opinions based on facts gathered by actual health professionals, scientists, and research, not to mention from my own experience on this way of eating. All resources are linked below. So we already know that carbohydrates provides glucose to the body, and that supports all of our physical activity. But what happens when we don't have any carbohydrates to work from? So our body actually uses ketones, which is the fat stored for fuel. Now, it'll always prioritize glucose over anything else just because it's readily available. But without it, think of your fat as a second fuel tank. And that's the reserves that it's used to support your body and its movement. There is proven study that ketones do in fact serve as an effective and important energy source for the brain. Which makes sense. Throughout all the years, I have tried altering my macros, increasing, decreasing my carb intake. I can 100% attest that zero carbs is the best thing that has worked for me. I have also yet to come across any studies or any testimonies from anyone who has gone on a zero carb or low carb diet that hasn't sufficiently given them enough energy if they're eating the right amounts. So vitamin C is an antioxidant, and it's beneficial for anyone on the standard American diet. However, since I'm on the carnivore diet, I don't really need antioxidants because the diet is non-inflammatory. So all the nutrients that I need comes from the meat. That includes the vitamin B12, the vitamin B6, the iron, the protein. I mean, everything that I can imagine, I get it from my food. Therefore, I don't feel as if I'm missing anything on not taking supplements or vitamin supplements. It's true, I don't need vitamin supplements, but I would encourage anyone on this way of eating to ensure they're getting enough minerals, which brings us to today's sponsor. If you're on a low carb, keto, or carnivore diet, then we all know how important it is for us to get our electrolytes in. And this is because our body excretes a lot more sodium if we're operating on low insulin levels. I recognize I need my electrolytes replenished when I'm experiencing a lot of muscle cramps, some headaches, and I definitely relied on it a lot during my first transition onto this way of eating. If you're on the hunt for a clean product that contains the only essentials you need, which is your sodium, potassium, and your magnesium, then I definitely recommend Element. This portable drink mix comes in so many different flavors, but don't worry, it's all zero sugar. My favorite is the unflavored. Right now, Element is offering you all a free sample pack with any purchase. Head on over to drinkelement.com/carnivore to redeem your offer. That's drinklmnt.com/carnivore and get yours today. Cheers. The fact that everyone thinks I'm going to die of a heart attack with the amount of butter and red meat I consume actually makes me laugh. So this can be disproven. So we've been programmed our whole lives to fear cholesterol because it'll give us some form of heart disease. Well, that's what we've been told by what should be accredited organizations that are pushing this narrative. Okay, first of all, our body regulates cholesterol. So it'll ramp up production when it needs it, and it'll also put on the brakes when your body needs less of it. It's basic human design. In fact, lacking cholesterol actually impairs your growth, your reproduction, your digestion, and so forth. Per Dr. Kate, burnt LDL in the bloodstream is the leading cause of heart disease and strokes. Check out Dr. Kate Shanahan's articles in the description, as she makes sense as to why cholesterol is not bad and what truly causes heart disease. The vehicles that carry cholesterol and fat through the bloodstream are called lipoproteins. One of the smaller lipoprotein is called an LDL. Dr. Kate tells us to picture LDL as Uber Eats for your cells. It's signaled by LDL receptors to deliver cholesterol and fats to the cells in need. Your diet is only as good as the types of fats that you eat, not how much fat or cholesterol you eat. And so certain fats are prone to reacting with oxygen, and when these reactions take place inside your lipoproteins, they make your lipoproteins toxic. So honestly, burnt LDL in your bloodstream is the cause of heart attacks and strokes. Burnt LDL is caused by oxidation. Dr. Kate goes on to explain that oxidation is just the occurrence of when oxygen in the bloodstream repeatedly attacks fatty acids, ultimately leading to arterial damage. The fatty acids come from trans fats, for example, seed oils such as margarine, commercial baked goods, non-dairy creamers, microwave popcorn, and so forth. Great news! You don't eat any of the previous food items I've mentioned on the carnivore diet. The price of cheap foods will actually cost you your health. Look, I don't know what your budget is, but I can find meat for $3.99 a pound. I mean, look at this guy. This is leaner than what I'd prefer, but to be honest, there's always ways to fatten up your dish. You can get 3 pounds of Wagyu beef for a little over $5.50. Beyond Costco, there are so many different local grocery options as well as local farmers you can go to for your meat consumption. And the prices aren't terrible at all. I mean, go to any grocery store and you'll find a pork loin for $1.99. Also, I love that nothing goes to waste. You can repurpose the bones for bone broth. You can also use the leftover tallow and lard for moisturizer or just cooking oil. Let me know if you want to see a video on how much I spend on a month. You absolutely do not need any fiber on this diet. Fiber only comes from plant food and is shown to make your poop bigger. There are no controlled studies right now that show fiber actually relieves constipation. In fact, check out the published study that's linked in my description. The results show that constipation and its associated symptoms can be relieved by just lowering or getting rid of any fiber intake. These look perfect. From my experience on the carnivore diet, I've never had an issue going number 2. And I'll be honest too, you actually start to see a reduction in the amount of times you have to go and the urgency behind it too. That is so good. Meat is the most nutrient-dense food out there. My experience has been so incredible because I feel so good. My bones aren't aching. I have the energy to flourish throughout my day. I don't feel as if my body is hindering me from doing anything I want to do. I just feel absolutely incredible. I feel my most healthiest self yet. So if you're also experiencing positive results, don't let anyone make you feel inferior for going outside of the box, outside of the standard American diet guidelines. And it's known as a SAD diet for a reason. So I encourage you guys to do your own research, find reputable studies, ask your doctor questions, and ask them too to find research for you that proves anything otherwise from what you've heard. I just want you guys to ask good questions and find what works best for you. All right, guys, thank you for sticking with me in another video. I really, really appreciate it. Go ahead and click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you in the next. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let me know in the comments what other misconceptions you've heard about this diet. Till next time. You can get 3 pounds of Wagyu beef for a little over $5.50 per pound.